I'm gonna try something here, maybe. Maybe that's not gonna work. Flip it around. Okay. Getting better. Alright. So what we have here, there's no glasses on my face and I can't see. Okay. Up close. I can see long ways away, but I cannot see up close. Alright. So what I've been doing is heating this with my little Zooper. Whoa, man. Just about heated my hand there. Because I'm doing it through my camera. Whoops. Okay, I meant to do that. This is AUPT dust from Georgia. High in palladium. Okay, so what I'm doing, I mixed it with borax. And the borax is the flux that gets it to move into the metal. And so I'm going to boy, that's not working very well, is it? Okie dokie. Let's get it up on the wall there, maybe. Let's see if we can't just... It's working all right, sort of all right. This works better if it's in my hand. So we got it hot. Probably what I need to do is fill up my big pan with that stuff. Then we can control it maybe a little better. Alright, I wonder what's gonna happen if I go like this. Alright, so you know. Ow! Shit. I'm touching the back of the hand. This is resting against my belly while I'm doing that. And what we're doing is creating palladium where there was aluminum. And, whoops, oh yeah. over here too. Alright, so anyway, it's sucking that stuff in, man. It is literally sucking that stuff in. I can cool off my little torch just by laying it in the AUPT. It's like putting it in water. Better. Because it doesn't fuck my torch up. Alright, here we go. We're gonna do this so it's not actually laying on my belly this time. I think we got it. There's some there. Definitely. And this is just hotter than a pistol. Hotter than a $2 pistol. It's a cigarette lighter. I mean, you know, basically, right? Most people didn't think it was a plasma torch, but it is, kinda. Kinda. And we now have a major chemical change in a piece of metal by heating it in the presence of AUPT dust with borax. That's all I did. A piece of aluminum pan, and I can no longer melt it. And you can see it went all up inside of there. Because the pan gets, you know how metal does when you get it hot? The whole darn thing gets hot, right? That's the whole idea. And aluminum gets hot spots. You know, if it's hot on this side, it's not necessarily nearly as hot on this side. That's not going to be true anymore when I'm done with this little procedure. We'll move the dust. Alright. And now we can do it here. Isn't that something? Because I tested this aluminum pan earlier and took about 3 seconds to make the somewhere along here. I melted some. Yeah, kind of right there, I think. And before I started all of this, and it took 3 seconds maybe. I can melt silver with this, sterling silver. In a fairly reasonable amount of time. You can work with silver. This is a decent silver working torch. It's very directional, and you can get it right where you're working, and it gets the silver hot enough. And mine got some acetone on it and it broke, but there was a little peg in there, and I can push that up and push the little peg over, and it holds the thing going, and I don't have to hold it in my hand. I could just wait till it blows up. Anyway, I have it set so it turns off if it gets too hot because I can't hold it anymore. Yeah, because this is plastic, right? This is plastic or something, I don't know. I think it's plastic anyway. That's metal up here on the end. Stainless steel probably, and maybe some tungsten or titanium, something. Some high temperature metal. And now I've turned my aluminum pan into a high temperature metal. This aluminum pan over here got torch pretty good on the bottom. And so I know it's not platinum, it's palladium. And it's got a melting point of 1550 Celsius as opposed to like 650 for aluminum. Platinum is actually used as crucibles. And so I could put this on a stove and melt aluminum in it, for instance. I could put some aluminum in there and heat it up on the bottom, and the aluminum would melt, but my palladium won't. And I did that by melting the aluminum, and it got replaced by the palladium that was following the borax. And this dust is so fine, it's molecular. I mean, look at my fingers. It's molecular. It's that fine. And so when that borax starts flowing, those molecules just follow it, and they're in there. They can't help it. They're mixing around. And when the aluminum goes away, that's all that's left, and it just replaces the the outgoing metal. Exactly. I mean, which is kind of cool because it just does the same purpose, but instead of being something that you throw away, it becomes something that you can wash and reuse 10 billion times. It's easy to sterilize it because it doesn't oxidize. Look at the color too. I mean, look at that. It's kind of pretty. And there's some gold in there, kind of nice. Pretty, makes it pretty, I think. And it's also like a room temperature superconductor. So, hey, I mean, this is like kind of like downtown, except not so crowded. And it looks like just about anybody could make this stuff if they want, because AUPT dust is available at your nearest creek or river or whatever in the sand. And if you dry the sand out, and you can sift it with just a screen. And I take it down to 300 microns. So I think that's 120 No, I can get it down to 120 microns in little screens. Um, maybe no 200, 200 in little screens, little copper screens on Amazon for a couple of dollars. They're not expensive, and those little screens can be actually turned into AUPT by heating them. And in fact, I have some right here. So I stick this on top of my AUPT or platinum or palladium or whatever I want it to be, and start melting it and on this dust, right? It wouldn't happen if I did it somewhere else, only if I do it on this dust with borax. The borax is the key to get it to flow through the metal and mix freely, because borax got a very low melting point, and it travels towards the heat. So when I put it in here, I heat it here, and it's not only flowing downhill towards the heat, it's also just, one of the problems with my plasma torch was I tried to torch it against this stuff, and it just blew it right out right out the crucible. And so what I have here is a crucible. I can melt other things, silver, for instance. I can melt silver in there. And you know what else? I can make a little handle over here and hold it in my hand while I'm doing that. Whoa, that's what a room temperature superconductor does. Makes it like room temperature all the time. Very cool.